Hey there guys, in this video I'm going to be showing you an awesome trick that was shown to me by Mocha, a friend of mine in the Chinese community. Hopefully I'm saying his name correctly. But it shows how to use Berserker Rikku to absolutely decimate content. So this is like a complete upgrade to the Rizer strategy. We're going to go to hard mode Death Machine to demonstrate it, but he actually used this to get rank 1 in Clash of Wills. So we're going to grab a Rikku. We're going to use Kasumi's. You don't need an EX3 one. This is going to be super overkill, but we're going to use Berserker Rikku to solo the Death Machine with a 4-man team with all missions. And again, he used the same strategy to get a rank 1 in Clash of Wills. You can do it in Dark Visions, etc. It's completely insane. So let's go ahead and get to it, and I'll show you what we're doing. So we're going to use Rivera to just give physical cover to Rikku, and this just elevates it to a whole new level. You don't even need to do that, but we're going to go all in for the power. So we're going to use Sylvie to do offense, Bolt Egg, and her amping lightning amp. We're going to use Kaito to do some breaks on the enemies and accuracy down. And we'll use the base form of Rikku for her LB. Now her base form LB gives a modifier buff to her normal attack. Now her base form normal attack is a finisher move. It's okay, it's not that big a deal, but we don't really care about it. We care about her shift form finisher, or her shift form normal attack. And let's go ahead and get to it in a moment. What we're first going to do is use Kaito to do Machine Killer for the party, and he'll just mitigate himself. We'll use Rivera to re-raise herself, and Sylvie will go to the base form and do some mitigations for this turn. So defense, general mitt, and magic mitt. And we'll use Rikku to put up her gun in peril. Okay, so with the modifier boost from Rikku's base form LB, it gave her shifted LB it gave her shifted normal attack a mod upgrade. Her normal attack is an AoE tag chain, and after using her base form LB, her normal attack becomes 1200 modifier. So every single time Rikku counters, it's going to be an AoE 1200 modifier tag chain with amplifies, imbues, etc. And unlike Rizer, it's an upgraded normal attack, meaning it's going to get full power of killers, amps, etc. So here we go, where there's some AoE damage, and now Rikku gets to counter. Every single counter attack is a 1200 modifier tag chain AoE. This is completely insane, and she's just going and going and going and going, and we are still going on with the counterattacks. Like, this is massive overkill, and the only reason Death Machine himself is not dead is he currently has 90% general mitigation from the Searchers. Now the Searchers are dead, Death Machines, we're still going. This is one Rikku. One Rikku, we're at 216 hits. 216. So her normal attack is 7 hits per counter. So 216 plus 1 for the start, divided by 7, that was 31 counterattacks. 31 AoE counterattacks at 1200 modifier apiece. So that's times 1200. We just did a 37,200x modifier on everything. Death Machine with 90% mitigation is at 68%. We did 32%. So we did 320% of Death Machine's health from counterattacks. From counterattacks. That's it. He had 90% mitigation that turn. And we did 32%. We overkilled this boss by more than 3 times from counters with a 37,200 modifier. So divided that by 7, that's equivalent to an LB of a 5,314x LB. Yes, that's Rikku. That's Rikku. Now we're not done yet. Let's finish off the fight. Now the boss no longer has mitigation on this turn, so we'll just use Kaito to go to the shift form. And we'll just use his shifted LB to do whatever. We'll just reload Rivera. And we'll just use Sylvie to go to the shift form. And we'll do her shifted LB just for more stat buffs. And this is the cherry on top. Rikku can berserk herself for even more attack power. Just because why not? Why not? let's just berserk her and have even more power. So here come even more counterattacks on the boss. So here we go. And yeah, Mocha used this to get a rank 1 in Clash of Wills. He did it on Giorno. I didn't have Sylvie, so I couldn't demonstrate it or anything. But here we go. So Sylvie, Rikku, go ahead and counter. There's the boss. The boss is dead, but Rikku ain't done. Rikku is like, I got more damage in me. Let's just overkill the boss by 10 times, because why not? Let's just keep overkilling the boss. Let's just keep counterattacking. Let's just, this is the power of Rikku. This is the power of Rikku. Berserker Rikku. And like I said, Mocha did that in Clash of Wills and got a rank 1. Now, you can't use Rivera in Clash of Wills, but you don't even need... So just making Rikku cover just like takes it to a new level. But because you can't use Rivera in Clash of Wills, Mocha just put Blizzard Orbs and Provoke on Rikku, and Rikku provoked and countered just the normal stuff. And yeah, Rikku counter blew up Giorno and got a rank 1. So you thought the Rizer strategy was good? Rikku just takes the Rizer strategy and blows it out of the water. Because you don't even need all that. With the Rizer strategy, you need like Bulwark, you need a bunch of specific counter chainers and all. You don't need any of that with Rikku. All you need is a Blizzard Orb. A Blizzard Orb, and Rikku goes to town every single time she counters. That's a 1200x tag chaining modifier. It is totally self-contained. I don't have Rikku, but I am going to make a hard decision on Wednesday evening if I'm going to pull for her or not, because you can use this in Dark Visions. In Dark Visions, you can use Rivera, and you can take this to the Crazy Town. You could use Emperor Fu in Dark Visions and give Rikku magic cover. You would, of course, need to use good mitigation so you don't lose your damage taken score, but that can be done. And you can counter magic attacks in Dark Vision, and Rikku can just blow stuff up with her counterattacks. So here is the build we're using. Sylvie is just, I gave her a counter for re-raise. Like, we didn't need any of that foolishness. Whatever, who cares? Rivera is our passive provoker because we wanted her to die in re-raise. Guts and just passive provoke. And she gave AoE physical cover to the Rikku just to get the complete memes on turn 2. That was not needed, but it did take it to a new level. Kaito was just for breaking and machine killer, and that's kind of it. And then Rikku in the base form, in the base form we just had her with evasion so that she can cover all the stuff, and she does her LB. Like I said, her base form LB is a 450x modifier to her Machina Maw skill. That's 400 modifier. Her TMR is a 50x modifier, so that's a 500 modifier. And then in the shift form, her normal attack is her normal attack in the shift form is a 100x AoE tag chain. Now 100 plus 500 is a 600x modifier with defense ignore. That's a 1200 modifier every time she counters. AoE tag chaining. It's completely next level. So double hand gun build with some double counters. Now we gave her full evasion, so she obviously didn't die by covering all the AoE physicals. And we gave her guts, so she didn't die to the fixed attack. And yeah, and she had max machine killer and chain cap up from Indestructible Light. So there was a demonstration of the absolute insanity of Berserker Riku's counter build. You can do it in Clash of Wills. You can do it in Dark Vision. Oh, and in Clash of Wills, by the way, when you cross the threshold by counter, the boss doesn't actually even do his threshold. He skips his threshold attacks. So when you cross the threshold, so that's we did 147 billion damage to hard mode Death Machine. 147 billion damage with one Rikku. Imagine if I had my own Rikku and we doubled down. We just doubled up. We wouldn't use cover. We just have them both countering. Oh my god, 147 billion damage. But yeah, as I was saying, when you cross thresholds in Clash, or in anything, Clash of Wills Trials, when you cross threshold by a counterattack, the threshold doesn't happen. So when you cross the threshold with a counter in Clash of Wills, The boss doesn't reapply his mitigation. He doesn't reapply his defensive spirit buff. He doesn't attack. He doesn't do anything. He just ends his turn, and your turn starts. The hit point lock is over, and you finish off the boss. So that's the power of Rikku. So thank you, Kasumi, for building me a Rikku. Shout out to Liv Daily as well. He built me one as well, but we used Kasumi's for this. And then big shout out to Mocha for showing me the strategy. He's a big video producer in the Chinese community. And he shared it with me, and I don't have my own Rikku, so I can't use my own, but you can always call in a friend to carry you. But yeah, Rikku, the next level meme strategy. Rizer's dead, here comes Rikku. Okay, see you in a bit.